Sir, there are people in the waiting room. Sir, so we're not doing industrial revolution today?
No, we are through with industrial rev.
Amen.
Amen.
No,
Amen,
that
sir. Amen.
no, this
Amen.
was my
Amen.
favorite topic in
Y'all need
history.
to
What you
stop
mean?
playing with God.
No, yeah, my favorite.
Who like the industrial revolution? May I see, raise your hands in the class. Let us do a poll. All right.
Sir, it was cool, sir. It was cool.
It was okay while it lasted.
Yes, sir. And we're going to end up moving to
I
another
love this.
revolution. So, moving on.
What are some of the topics you would have wanted to look at?
Sir, some
In
that
based
white
on
people's
industrial
history.
revolution.
The Haitian,
No, as in general.
the
In
Haitian
general, yeah.
Revolution, not the Haitian Industrial Revolution.
All right.
Sir, I would probably
You should,
just want to know more about Jamaica and not about other countries.
Mm-hmm.
we should learn the
What
history
can
of
you
like
learn
specific
about the
people.
Industrial Revolution?
Instead
You
of
know,
just like
a job.
instead of a
You're
whole
going to learn
topic.
about you're going to learn about the other. You're going to learn about, all right. So when you reach grade 10, and if you decide to do history, um, you're going to learn about Jamaica and the Caribbean, the United States involvement in Jamaica. You're going to learn about things in Africa before, what Africa was like before the Africans came to the Caribbean. What was slavery like? The experiences. You're going to learn some real truth about slavery. That's if you do it in grade 10, hoping that everybody select the subject for grade 10. Listen, you know that also what was the experience is like, what market systems, how markets were developed, how people operate in the market back then. Uh, what else we learn? Resistance, how the enslaved people resisted slavery. Uh, for grade 10 and 11, you also learn about the United States, how the United States influence the Caribbean, how the US is going to infiltrate other countries in the Caribbean, how the US impacts Jamaica or influence Jamaica. Why is it that you have a lot of Burger Kings here and KFC instead of local fast food restaurants, and
Sir,
why people
sir,
go
probably
ahead?
because we were colonized by other countries or
We
because
were colonized by America.
Well, we
by
weren't colony. We never
Britain.
use the word. Well, we're going to learn today what colony is, and so we're going to learn a lot of these things in grade 10. So I find the syllabus in grade 10 and 11 to be very exciting
So,
Mm,
so
because you learn more about yourself. You learn more about your people, but remember that we are creating students for the world, not for the just
sir,
Jamaica alone. So you have to learn about what happened in the world. Because, say for instance, Simmons, you should migrate to the United States or you should migrate to
But I did a
London. And some you hear people talking about, oh, when Britain was in the glory of the Industrial Revolution. You're going to say, what? And they said, you don't know about the Industrial Revolution? And said, no, I don't know about it. So we have to create global citizens. So that's one of the reasons
So,
why we look at these topics. Go ahead.
are we gonna learn about like specific people who like contributed to all these things and then like about them?
Repeat.
Are we gonna learn about specific people and like how they contributed to these things? Because we're learning about the whole topic, but not specific people.
Uh, the truth is that this part for grade 9, when you reach later down into the syllabus, there are specific people who are going to jump out within the revolutions that you're doing. Like, for example, Fidel Castro. When you reach to Grenada, you're going to learn about Eric Matthew Gary and Maurice Bishop. And so you're going to have specific people that you're going to learn about and their impact. However, the main reason why this syllabus is geared towards creating a global citizen, right? It is to give you some experience with or craft your skills in writing history or learning about history. So you look at causes, effects. So for every single revolution that you're going to look at, what are the causes? What are the effects? And I think that is something that is very important because in your own personal life and in your own country, when something happens, you need to ask yourself, what led to this? What are the causes? And
How
what
did
are the
it
effects? And are you managing the effects properly? Are you not? Is the effect long term or short term? So it is also to build your character, to evaluate your own self. You get a low grade in math. What are the causes? How am I going to improve that? What are the effects? Is it that the effect is that, oh, because I slept in this class, I don't remember how to do a particular problem and you find it difficult? Maybe one of the solution is that the parents might say, all right, you need to go to extra class or you need to do this or you need to do that. So in life, there's always causes for events and effects, whether it is history or personal. And so these are some of the things that we're going to do. But when you reach to grade 10 and 11, the history is supposed to shape your identity. What is your, why are you here? Why is why Jamaica or the Caribbean? Because what you're studying is Caribbean history. So you're not going to learn only about Jamaica, you're learning about all the different islands around you that people, most of us don't know anything about the Caribbean, and we can't live in a region and we don't know about the Caribbean. So we're going to learn more about the Caribbean. What is the Caribbean? Why is it the Caribbean? What are the similarities in the Caribbean? What are the differences in the Caribbean? Why are history so unique? What are some of the challenges in our history? So I find Caribbean history to be very, very interesting. You know, a lot of students are going to give you this example. A friend of mine would have uh, studied history, left Jamaica, went to the United States to live, and wanted to do a PhD program. And when he said, but what topic am I going to look at when it comes to this study? What am I going to study? And the person was able to say, but I could look at the Caribbean. I could look at the relationships in the Caribbean. And and he was able to choose this topic and better able to understand the topic of the understand the topic that he would have chosen about the Caribbean based on the fact that he would have done history at that level. Now, when we see things going on in the United States, like Black Lives Matter movement, just the other day, we see a lot of protests going on in the US. Not everybody understands the reasons why the US have all of these race tension. We know for sure that Black people were enslaved in America, but what were the reasons they were enslaved? What are some of the problems that blacks would have gone through in the United States? Very good, Bruce. The Jim Crow laws. What are some of the effects of those today? Is it that because slavery ended in 1865 in the United States, the relationship between blacks and whites is just good? Is it that they have a very good relationship? Is it that even though I might have white friends in church or white friends at work or white friends here, if I'm living in the United States, is it that there's a system that is against me? And so history helps you to understand those things. When you see yourself and as a black girl, uh, the and so, well, somebody say to you, you're very pretty for a black girl. Why is it that somebody would mention that you're too pretty for a black girl?
How they expect
Why?
you to look ugly due to your skin color or your skin tone, and I find that really offensive.
It's
Yes, for
disrespect.
Black people.
How can you say you're pretty for a black girl like black girls aren't pretty? Girl,
Exactly.
Exactly, we glow in the sun. What
period.
even?
Excusez-moi.
Sir, my hand has been up for the past like 15
Sorry,
minutes.
sorry, Mackenzie. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Mackenzie.
Sir, you were talking about the protests that are going on. Sir,
Yeah.
when Black Lives Matter just started, there were like people who said that not Black lives don't only matter, but all lives matter. But
Mm-hmm.
we were not like, yes, all lives matter. That is important to note. But
Mm-hmm.
at the specific time, we
Mm-hmm.
were really dealing with how black people were being treated. So yes, all lives matter, but black people in a whole, they're like people are most racist against people with color than any other race.
Don't nobody racist towards white people.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Brenda, weren't you the one who said you're Caucasian?
Listen to me.
Yes, yes, she did. I'm
I'm Korean.
Caucasian.
I'm Korean. I'm
All
Korean.
right.
Y'all did not have to do her like that.
All right, ladies. So let us
Oh
move
my
on to
God.
our topic, our new topic that we're looking at. We're looking on this new topic. We're going to start the American Revolution. But before we look at the American Revolution, we need to look at what America was like before the revolution, right? So that is the first thing. So we need to describe the contribution of the geographic and the economic condition, their religion, their colonial systems, how America developed.
So, sir, the topic is American Revolution.
So the theme that we're looking at is the American Revolution. What we're going to look at today is the 13 original colonies.
Oh,
Our,
okay. Thank you, sir.
yes. So look on the screen. It's on the screen, ladies, the topic. the 13 colonies, life in early America. What was early America like? Early America is not what is like today. Most people might think that early America is the same like what it is today. It was very underdeveloped. Yes.
They were also that thing, sir. Did they like have to depend on the Great Britain due to the Industrial Revolution?
They depended on Britain. Very good. Go ahead, Mackenzie.
Mr. Hall. Sir,
Yes.
you're talking about how it was before. Isn't it like black people the ones who actually built America to the way it is now?
We're going to ask ourselves that question at the
Okay.
end.
I heard you. Okay.
The contribution. All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. So we're going to look at some of the contributions taking place in how different groups contribute to build America. Now, we're going to look at this area, and this area is, most of this area today is North America, right? Most of this area. I'm on 2 devices, so bear with me. So what is going to take place, ladies? All of this area from north, so this is North America, the Caribbean, Central America, South America, all these areas, ladies, were colonized, or not even, shouldn't use the word colonized, were originally settled by the indigenous peoples. So all of these, all of from North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean, they were originally settled by the indigenous peoples. In the United States, well, what is now the United States, or what parts of Canada are the United States today, they refer to these people as the Native Americans. They were native to the land. They were the native, meaning original.
Oh, sir, it's the people that wear the little red and black feathers thingy stuff.
Yes. Now, everybody watch Western movie, right?
No, sir, not everybody.
Not really.
Everybody's grandparents.
But
Yes.
you are familiar with Western movie?
Yes, sir, the cowboy people, them there.
Tell me what you know about the Western movie.
Sir, I think it was in some old back in time parts of America, like in
Mm-hmm.
Texas and those places, sir, where
Mm-hmm.
you had cowboys and those stuff.
Didn't you say that you
Go ahead. Go ahead, ladies. Who is making the point? Western movie. Tell me one episode of a Western movie that you would have watched.
Um, sir, the one where the man let the bull get loose and he had to run from it. Yeah, that was the
Or
only entertaining one.
very good. No, all right. Now, tell me, what are the two groups that are fighting in a Western movie? So we identify the cowboys.
They're the not
Sir,
not
the
pirate,
sheriff?
but get me.
The
They
sheriff?
go ahead for me.
What?
So, ladies, nobody has ever watched a Western movie before.
Yes,
We
sir.
don't
I
watch.
don't
So
remember
they fight
anything
with the
about it.
sheriff.
Sir,
They
it's like the
fight
good guys versus the like
rich bad guys. So the rich bad guys are also like the good guys in like the public view, but they're also doing the bad things, you know?
Sir, they fight with the sheriff people or the policeman.
Oh,
The only
man, you
like
don't know
Western
about.
movie I've watched is like a murder
Sir,
scene.
we don't watch Western movies. Grandma, come here,
Girl, yes,
please.
we do.
Anybody has ever watched a movie with or cartoon with the Indians fighting against the whites?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I can
Sir,
What
see
I've
is
that.
it?
never seen
Pocahontas.
a movie.
Like, sir, like Lone Ranger, how he was partners with the Indian man.
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Sir,
what
What's
what
the name
kind
of that
of movie
one?
is that?
Lone Ranger. Yeah.
I am too young for this.
Sir, Pocahontas.
I just said that.
Pocahontas.
Mulan.
Pocahontas.
Mulan is a Chinese. What?
Please.
But those aren't Western
Like,
people
no.
Exactly.
characters.
So, Pocahontas.
It's the closest one so
Pocahontas is
far.
a great example.
It's an example because they're indigenous people and white people invaded the land and like they were fighting. And the girl she fell in love with this dude, vice versa. Yes, sir. That's it.
Very good. All right, one
But
second.
wasn't Pocahontas like young though?
They were like the same
All
age.
the Disney princesses
The
are.
man is a pervert.
No, he's
No, they're the same age. What kind of is
Okay.
not Pocahontas? What?
I don't think
Good grammar and spelling
There is
are
the
important.
color of the
But if you
wind.
want to write essays that inspire, messages that forge brighter connections, and emails that get the job done,
Sir, that's a
you
Grammarly
need to think about
commercial.
more than
Yeah,
just
man,
grammar and spelling.
it's a ad.
This sentence is grammatically correct.
Ladies, so you get an idea of the movie, which is Pocahontas, or the cartoon. I'm not familiar with it, but there's another one that is called, I think it is Chuck Norris with the fighting with the Indians. One second. So let us look at, for example, a short clipping from this one. They don't have any review.
Hey, hold your horses a minute now. Is that you, darling? I didn't expect you home. You got the wrong house.
Oh, no. You got the wrong idea.
Who are you? What do you want?
Food, money, little luck.
Sir, can you let in Kayla, please?
In the name of the Father and of the Son. Do not waste your time, Father. Have courage, my son, and confess your sins.
That would take a month, and we have no more than a few minutes. Our friends are becoming very impatient to start.
But this way, your soul is not ready for its journey. You must have faith, my son, or you will not enter paradise.
There's no help for me now. Unless you happen to have a gun with you, Padre.
All right, ladies. So the point I was trying to, so all of these movies that you see on TV, especially have ever heard your parents talk about Chuck Norris?
Sir, I
No,
think
sir.
so.
I don't remember the name of the Chuck with all of these. Is this his one? Yeah.
This is you. This is your money. You have plans for that money.
Yeah, but why the landscape looks so dusty though?
It's Western back in the day.
They are literally in the desert.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sir, we're not hearing you, you know.
You know, I'm here talking. Sorry. So, thanks much. So, in Europe, all of Europe right here, in Europe, all the Europeans are going to leave Europe and they're going to go into travel to North America and they're going to settle in North America, right?
So, sir,
Go ahead.
the Native Americans were Europeans.
Were Indians because when the Europeans came, they saw Indians living in North America,
Oh, okay, sir.
right?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so the native, all of this area was settled by the native Indians. And once the Europeans came, they are going to meet up with the native Indians. The Europeans are going to want to take over the land. And
Oh, so
So,
sir,
yes,
no. The Western people were the Europeans that come fight off the native people that are the Indians.
yes. And so what developed was that a series of movies and cartoon developed uh, representing a portion of that, the series of conflict that would have happened between the Europeans who came and also the
Indian.
between the Europeans and the native Indians. So
So,
they are
sir,
going, go ahead.
so the people that are living in like the North America now,
Mm-hmm.
So their ethnicity were basically European.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense.
So all of the persons who are in North America right now, they are from somewhere else. So in fact, they would have killed most of the native Indians or Native Americans. They still have Native Americans today. And so what they're going to do is that they are going to establish colonies in North America. Now, a colony is a settlement in a new area. So where they are going to settle, they are going to settle all of the eastern coast, all of this area, they are going to settle. And it is going to be referred to as the 13 original colonies. So if we look at it, Florida was not part of the 13 colonies. All of these areas were originally settled by Indians, including this. So what they are doing is that they are going to continue to push the Indians east. So west, sorry, they are going to continue to push the Americans to the west. So they are settling on these lands and they are going to establish colonies. So Georgia was one of the colonies, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, New York, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Maine. All of these areas were the 13 original colonies, right? Now we need to ask ourselves, why is it that people left Europe and they came to this area in the world and settled the 13 original colonies? What were some of the reasons?
Sir, lack of resources?
If lack of resources, yes, they so if it is a lack of resources, who is interested in the resources?
It would be the Americans.
Which
No,
Americans?
the native ones.
So the natives they lack resources.
Wait, no, sir. It will be the Europeans
Europeans.
because why they want to leave the country if they have
All
everything
right.
here?
So they came. So you saying that the Europeans came because of lack of resources in Europe, or they want to gain resources from North
No, sir.
America?
I think the latter.
All right. You're correct.
Sir, they wanted money.
They wanted money. Okay, good.
Wait, sir, I have
Now
a question.
repeat.
I have a question, sir. Did the Europeans know that there were native people living in America?
They would have known.
So they wanted. Were they colonized by the Europeans?
So the
Sir,
Europeans are
if
the
that was
ones who
the
would have
case,
colonized North
yes, sir.
America.
So though that would be if that was the case, then that would mean they wanted power.
They wanted power, but what is a sign of power?
Colonization.
Consciousness.
Colonizing, but when you colonize somewhere, what you are doing, taking over where?
So you're taking over their land and their
Land.
The
So very good.
people.
So land,
Good day,
mm,
Mr. Hall.
go ahead.
Hello.
Good day, sir. I just came into class.
Bonjour.
Yeah, I was having some problems getting into the class.
All
So,
right.
uh-huh.
Thanks much. So all of this area, land means that you have power, and from the land you can gain wealth. So most of this area, some of the reasons why they would have persons would have left Europe and arrived in North America was that some people didn't like or agree with the church. Some people didn't like the Church of England, which controlled England at the time. That was the main church in England. Some people left because they didn't like the Catholic Church. So they said, listen, we need to find somewhere where we can practice our religion freely. Some people had problems with the church to say that the church was corrupt. And so they want the church to be pure. And the only way we can be pure is if we leave Europe and settled elsewhere. And so they call themselves the Prussians. Some of them decided that, listen, if we should come to this side of the world, we could start a colony. We could take over the Indian lands and we could start a colony. Other reasons. North America had a lot of resources. It had a lot of lands.
Get
Yes?
out of debts. Oh, go ahead.
So North America had a lot of lands. And so if they come to North America, they could get the resources that is available there, the trees, the different fish, the different type of materials, minerals, all of these resources. And so they could get those materials, ship them to Europe, and they could make money and become, and they would
Rich.
be very wealthy, rich. Some people just leave because they say, I'm just tired of Europe. I need a new beginning, right?
First, I say they cheap for left from Europe for go America.
It was very cheap and easy to go because, and they actually encourage people to go because the more white people leave from Europe to go to North America, the more whites you're going to have, and the more whites you have, the more whites to get rid of the Indians. Some
Also,
people,
they was going to kill them.
yes, they kill them. They kill them in the end, most of them. Some left because they were in debt. They owe people money in England.
Sir, so what you leaving going to do? The people them not go, you not gonna still owe them?
So what they did was that they went to England. Sorry, they left England, went to North America.
Change them
And when they went to
identity.
North America, they got piece of land there. They start to grow various crops. They make money, send back the goods to North America so they could pay off their debt. You understand the reason why debt was a reason?
Yes, sir.
Some people also left because of political persecution. Politically, they were in problems. The queen had our king send out some decree to kill them because they did something bad, and so they left. And so, what is going to happen, ladies, is that a lot of people are going to migrate from Europe. They are going to take over this part of the land, the eastern part, and all of this area is going to be known as the 13 colonies. Now, the 13 colonies were divided into 3 regions, right? There are 3 regions.
Sir, I think one of them was a southern colony.
Yes, so the three
Oh,
regions, the three the 13 colonies were divided into 3 regions. So you have the New England colonies, which were right here. Then you had the middle colonies, which is in green. And you have the southern colonies, which they are in yellow. So these are the
Excuse me, sir.
original 13 colonies. Go ahead.
Sir, my hand has been up for a while. I was just asking, are you gonna be sending the notes because you're kind of going a bit fast?
I always send the notes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. So what we would have just looked at here, ladies, is the 13 colonies, the original 13 colonies that they would have lived. The southern colonies, the middle colonies, and the New England colonies. So just as recaps. So all of this area, yes, Anderson. Anderson, your hand is up.
That was from a long time ago. Sorry.
Okay. So Prendergast. Prendergast?
No, sir, I didn't ask anything, sir.
All right. I know that you didn't ask. I'm asking you a question. Prendergast.
Yes, sir.
Who would have settled in North America first? Who settled in North America first? Who were the first people to settle in North America?
Sir, the Indians?
The Indians. All right. Give me another name for the Indians.
The Native Americans.
The Native Americans. Good. So they were the first to settle. Now, the next thing is that we know for sure that the Europeans came, left from Europe. The main country that most of them came from was England at the time. So they left England and they came from England to this part of the world and they would have settled here. All right? Once they settled, they are going to establish colonies there. So colonies is a place where they would have settled. What were some of the reasons why they would have left Europe? Reasons why they left Europe.
They had debt.
Some people owe debt. Another reason
They wanted wealth and
Wanted to start a
resources.
new life.
Repeat. Anderson, you go first.
So I said some people just wanted to start a new life.
All right. Bruce?
Political persecution.
Political persecution, yes. Some people left because of religious persecution.
Sorry, they wanted wealth and more resources.
They wanted wealth and they were interested in the resources of North America. So that was a way in which they could have been able to take over. So those are the different ways. The 13 colonies were divided into how many regions?
Three
regions. What are the names of the regions?
New
England colony, middle colonies,
and the southern
colonies.
The southern colonies. Now, ladies, when we return, we are going to look at how the different colonies were, the New England colonies, how they were different. We're going to look at the middle colonies, what were their experiences in the middle colonies. Same thing for the southern colonies. And so one thing we know for sure is that the US is not what it is today because all of this area right now is the United States. All of this area is now the United States, including Florida. Florida was not originally part of the 13 colonies. At this time, Florida was owned by the Spain. The Spanish owned Florida. All of these areas in...
Also, sir, that's why it says Spanish territory or something like that.
Yes. By this time, so only the British would have owned this area right here.
And the French owned another area.
The French would have owned places like Louisiana.
Really?
Okay.
So what's that blue section there?
This blue section is the sea. Is river. It's the river where you have the the Niagara Falls and the Hudson River
Sir, and the pink part is Canada, so that's
is
where the
what is
French
Canada
is.
today. So all of this area was the original 13 colonies that the British would have owned. All right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
all right. So very good, ladies. So we understand for sure what the original 13, why people would have migrated from Europe to North America, the reasons they migrated, where they settled, and the different colonies that were there. Always remember, ladies, that a colony is a settlement in a
Sir,
new area. Go ahead for me.
will you be sending the PowerPoint?
I said I'm sending the PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint, sorry.
All right. So, ladies, these were the original 13 colonies. And so when we return on Friday, we are going to look at the government systems of the colonies, the economy of the colonies, before we go into the American Revolution. Because it is these 13 colonies that is going to sign a letter together to say that, listen, we are going to become the United States of America. So this was originally the United States of America, all this area. The US didn't, United States originally did not include all of this land. All of this area was the first geographic location of the United States. Then after a period of time, they are going to expand. But for now, we are only interested in the 13 colonies. Is it clear, ladies?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we meet again on Friday. I'm going to send you all the PowerPoints, everything in the PowerPoint. So when we meet again on Friday, we can go through it. So read through the PowerPoint that I'm sending you. So it is going to be very easy for you to go. When we meet, it's easy for us to go through it and we can have a lively discussion and find a good Western movie and watch it.
Sir, but them long and boring.
Tell,
I like
Not
that. It depends on the one that you watch because there are some that are very
exactly.
entertaining.
I think there's one that Adam Sandler made. Go watch that one. He's always funny.
all right. So ladies, enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir, and
sir.
same to you.
And thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Hi, sir. Enjoy your
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you, sir.
Bye.
Bye bye.